Hey guys, thank you for watching the Slat Rock channel. You know, tempers can flare when people spend a lot of time together in the workplace, particularly in the world of wrestling, where people see each other for an extended period of time. Here are 14 instances of real-life, badass, backstage, behind-the-scenes fights in wrestling. Keep in mind that a lot of these stories are based on hearsay, but given the number of times they've been passed around, there's probably some truth to them. Number 14. Sin Cara vs. Sheamus. Sin Cara has developed a reputation for backstage fights so much that he could market himself as Finlay version 2.0. My name is Sin Cara, and I like to fight. Here, Sin Cara was being attended to backstage on a training table when Sheamus walked in and demanded Sin Cara get off the table as he considered himself to be a bigger star. Sheamus threw the first punch, but Sin Cara swept his legs, easily taking care of the big man. Sheamus can now add his name to the list of Sin Cara victims, including Simon Gotch of the Vaudevillains and Chris Jericho. Number 13. Yoshitatsu vs. Sheamus. The Sin Cara incident apparently wasn't the first time Sheamus' ego got the better of him. One story has it that Sheamus was roommates with Ted DiBiase Jr. and Yoshitatsu. One day, Tatsu and DiBiase confronted Sheamus about unwashed protein shakers. Sheamus reacted with arrogance, annoying Tatsu further. Tensions came to blows when Sheamus threw the protein shaker at Tatsu and goaded him to do something about it. The New Japan Dojo graduate, who has some experience in boxing training, then proceeded to kick Sheamus' arse. Chances are that the pair quickly patched things up, although some versions of this story have Sheamus crying and running away for cover. Number 12. The Big Show vs. The Great Khali. When the Big Show confronted the Great Khali about Khali stealing his moves, including his Big Show chop, tempers flared and the Big Show took a swing at Khali. Seeing how Khali's repertoire consists of 3 moves, you'd think the Big Show would have cut him some slack. Khali blocked the punch and the two tussled until Big Show tripped over a gym bag or a chair. Wrestlers broke up the fight, with Khali being declared the winner. Khali may have been known for straining himself in the ring when it came to basic moves like walking, but this night, the Big Show was the blundering beast who got beat. Number 11. Sid Vicious vs. Arn Anderson. Psycho Sid has a reputation for getting himself into trouble, whether it's crapping his pants during his WrestleMania 13 match against The Undertaker or botching a spot and breaking his leg at 2001's Sin pay-per-view. One infamous incident is when Arn Anderson got into an argument with Sid at a bar in Blackburn, England, leading to a confrontation in Anderson's hotel room. At some point, Vicious grabbed a pair of scissors, stabbing Double A in the throat, neck, and back until Anderson lost a pint of blood. The incident led to Eric Bischoff suspending Arn and firing Vicious, thus scrapping plans for a Vicious vs. Vader main event at Starrcade. Somehow, Vince Russo didn't book a scissors on a pole match during his infamous booking tenure in WCW. Number 10. Sid Vicious vs. Brian Pillman. Is Sid Vicious a bully? That's a question we'll leave you to decide. What we do know is that Brian Pillman was a badass, as shown when Sid decided to mix things up with the much smaller Pillman while the two were at a bar with a number of WCW wrestlers. After Pillman proved himself the better fighter, Sid left the bar only to return with a squeegee as a weapon, adding insult to his injury. Number 9. Sin Cara vs. Chris Jericho. It looks like anger management classes won't work for Sin Cara. Apparently, Sin Cara and Chris Jericho were involved in an incident on the WWE tour bus in 2016 as the Raw crew traveled from Leeds, England to Glasgow, Scotland. The scuffle started when Jericho confronted Cara, who was annoying the rest of the bus by making noises, and ended with Jericho biting down on Cara's hand. At one point, WWE decided to send Sin Cara home from the tour, but at the last second, officials reconsidered and exiled him to the blue side of the tour. Number 8. Vince McMahon and Nails. Bribery, fighting, and time in court sum up the relationship between Vince McMahon and former WWE wrestler Nails. The situation all started after Nails fought his match against Virgil at SummerSlam. Nails received a $9,000 check following his short SummerSlam matchup. Apparently, Nails wasn't too happy with his pay, so he decided to pay the boss a visit. Nails barged into McMahon's office asking for more money, where he later choked McMahon when he declined to do so. Thankfully, other wrestlers and employees ran in and stopped the encounter before things could get worse. After this altercation, Nails was released. He later appeared in court against McMahon during the steroid case, claiming that Vince was in fact giving out illegal steroids to his employees. The charges were later dropped, and Nails was once again on the losing side of things. 7. Dynamite Kid vs. Jacques Rougeau. Although the Dynamite Kid was a remarkable performer in the ring, by most accounts he was a wretched human being, playing cruel pranks on wrestlers, beating up rookies in the ring, and bullying anyone around him. One of those wrestlers Dynamite plagued was Jacques Rougeau, who finally had enough. The French-Canadian star took a roll of quarters and punched Dynamite square in the face, relieving the bully of his teeth. While one might expect reprisals, Vince McMahon made it clear that none would be accepted and nothing came of it other than many wrestlers enjoying Dynamite's comeuppance. Number 6. Bruiser Brody vs. Jose Huertas Gonzalez. This backstage altercation saw Booker/wrestler Jose Gonzalez, aka Invader Number 1, arguing in the shower during a wrestling event in Puerto Rico. Screams were heard and wrestler Tony Atlas ran in to see Brody clutching his stomach and Gonzalez reportedly holding a knife. Paramedics were unable to get to Brody for an hour due to the number of people in and out of the arena, and Brody died from his wounds. Gonzalez would stand trial but be acquitted due to self-defense. Witnesses Dutch Mantell and Tony Atlas claimed their subpoenas to testify were mailed to them the day after the trial, leading some to wonder if Gonzalez's trial wasn't as predetermined as his matches. Number 5. Lesnar vs. Angle. This was no malicious fight, but a battle of pride with the Olympic gold medal wrestling champion being challenged by newcomer Brock Lesnar, who boasted several national amateur wrestling titles in college. Some stories have it an amateur wrestling referee was brought in to make things as authentic as possible. What we do know for sure is that Angle easily handled Lesnar, dominating the match and proving his superiority. While fans were not privy to the match, they did get to watch some great worked matches between the two later on in WWE rings. Number 4. JBL vs. the Blue Meanie. JBL's reputation as a backstage bully was confirmed at 2005's ECW One Night Stand pay-per-view when he began beating up the Blue Meanie for real. The show was winding down when ECW wrestlers and WWE superstars began brawling, and JBL entered the ring, peppering ECW star the Blue Meanie with legit punches until the Meanie's eye was swollen shut. JBL was reportedly drunk, but that doesn't excuse his behavior. JBL suffered no punishment other than doing a job to the Black and Blue Meanie. Number 3. Batista vs. Booker T. Dave Batista is known for his ego, someone who was born on third base and thought he'd hit a triple. Batista got a huge push in the WWE largely due to his size and look, and it went to his head, with Batista proclaiming himself the real draw on SmackDown and berating other wrestlers' ability. One man who didn't take kindly to Batista's taunts was Booker T, who proceeded to force-feed some humble pie to the animal with a side of fisticuffs. The 2006 fight supposedly lasted 5 minutes. Was it a coincidence the time reflected Booker's 5 world championships? And Batista received a black eye and cuts for his insolence. Number 2. Jericho vs. Goldberg. While Chris Jericho has downplayed this incident of late, perhaps because Goldberg is back in WWE, the long-standing story is that Jericho and Goldberg got into a backstage brawl during Goldberg's first run in the WWE. Goldberg is said to have taunted Jericho about being too small to work a program with him. Things got hot and Goldberg grabbed Jericho by the throat until Jericho countered with a headlock and body scissors, putting to rest any ideas Goldberg might have about his true-life wrestling abilities. Jericho would release Goldberg only for Goldberg to attack him again and again get subdued. Number 1. Shawn Michaels vs. Bret Hart. Most fans are aware that there was a lot of tension between these superstars long before the Montreal Screwjob. According to writer James Dixon, Hart and Michaels started off on good terms, but eventually Michaels' unprofessional conduct and political games with the Clique soured Hart towards Michaels. Things exploded when Michaels cut his infamous Sunny Days promo, insinuating that the married Hart was sleeping with WWF sexpot Sunny. Michaels quickly regretted his actions when Hart attacked him backstage, reportedly ripping chunks out of Michaels' hair. Well guys, there are 14 real-life fights that happened between wrestlers. Did we miss any? Leave your comments and be sure to subscribe to the Slat Rock channel for all of your wrestling information.